Mayor Mamdani is losing the fight against crime in New York, and people think that it is planned like that, at least in my opinion, to crime in Chicago that is not being addressed, while also immigrants are getting some bad news. Illegal immigrants, that is, are getting some bad news, and rightly so. All that and much more on this top podcast. Here we go. Hey there, Patriots. This is TrueOutlawPatriot coming at you with another one. On tonight's top podcast, there's a few things we're going to look into, a couple of stories, in case some of you haven't heard. There was a stabbing in New York by a man who yelled out Allahu Akbar before he committed the stabbings, and there are many people in New York, especially in the Jewish community, that are very upset with that. Also, while all that's happening, there's a few more other crimes that have taken place. Mamdani's too busy basically trying to dox rich people in New York, and we'll definitely get into that. Something that, in my opinion, is unconstitutional. But when it comes to the Democrats, the liberals, the socialists, the communists, there's nothing to see there because they can pretty much break the law as much as they want and not be held accountable. There's also a crime spree that happened in Chicago that, once again, the left is not talking about. All they can do is keep bad-mouthing President Trump and his administration, especially when it comes to ICE doing their job. And at this point, it's like, you know what, you blue cities and states, counties, whatever the case is, you're losing. You're losing because the people that you put in charge do not give a flying rat's ass what happens to you. And even though a lot of people say you get what you voted for, it is just something that, you know what, innocent people that voted against this should not have to be subject to all the crime that's going on. Okay, there's a few things we're going to talk about, and there's something else that I want to bring up at the end of this podcast, so I hope you guys stick around. But again, I'm dropping this video late, this podcast. There's been a major heat wave in Florida for the past few days, and basically over the weekend, my water pump in my car cracked. It was just so hot. I believe the heat index was about 108 for a couple of days. As a matter of fact, today, me dropping this podcast, the heat index is at severe. It's at 113, and it's supposed to be the same tomorrow. So it's been pretty hot, and I've been trying to deal with my vehicle. Had to get it to the shop. So it's been pretty crazy, and just work alone, all of last week coming into this week, it's been pretty insane. Trying to get work done in this blazing heat. So whoever's out there experiencing the same thing in other states, I'm with you. Trust me. I believe this heat wave is hitting from Florida to Texas, New Orleans, and other states, and just some crazy weather going around the country. So I hope everybody can deal with it and just take precautions, especially when it comes to your pets and the elderly. Make sure you guys check up on them and keep everyone safe, because we all know that when it comes to major heat waves, a lot of bad things happen. So with that being said, there's a protest going on in New York. In case nobody has heard, there was a double stabbing a few days ago of some, and not trying to make it funny or make light out of it, like, oh, you know what, this is a joke. It's not a joke. But here's the thing, okay? There's been so much pro-Islamist rhetoric going on in New York, especially since before Mamdani was elected. When he was running to be elected, I called it. I said that if this man gets elected, there's going to be so many Islamists, their balls are going to grow tenfold if this man gets elected. And that's exactly what has been happening. Okay, call it what you will. I really don't care. Okay, I'm going to say what I got to say. But it seems like these Muslims in New York are getting more and more emboldened. And every time one of them commits a crime, right away they want to go and say that it's someone with mental health issues. Now here's the thing for me. Okay, the stabbing that took place was done by an Islamist. He screamed out Allahu Akbar. Okay, he went and stabbed a Chinese man, I believe they said, and a Jewish man. Both of them are okay. They lived. I mean, they were able to get help on time. Thank God for that. But the person that did it, I have to assume that he's Hispanic because of his name. Okay, but right away they'll come out and say, yeah, they said it was a hate crime on some of the news reports, but they're also saying that it's a mental health issue. So let me get this straight. If every single time some Muslim person goes and commits a crime and they say they have mental health issues, are you trying to say that being Muslim, that it basically constitutes having mental health issues? Because if that's the case, I'm okay with it. I personally think that if you believe in Islam, you do have a mental problem. I'll be the first one to say it. To believe in an evil ideology, you do have a mental problem. And I really don't care who the hell I offend. Whoever listens to this podcast, watches it, I really don't care. Because it's getting to the damn point that, you know what, if not here in America, I mean, things are just going crazy in Europe. The same thing. Islamists just randomly attacking people. And every single time politicians that are trying to promote Islam are questioned about it, it's like, oh no, that had nothing to do with our rhetoric. Nothing at all. Really? You people talking about how much you hate the West, how much you're trying to take over the West, how much you're trying to change the demographics and get into politics and take over in Congress here in America or in Parliament in Europe. None of that adds to your rhetoric. The videos are out there by the thousands, people, not by the hundreds anymore, by the thousands of these people being emboldened, coming out and saying that Islam will take over America. Islam will take over Canada. Islam will take over Ireland, take over London, take over Britain, take over Australia. And it goes on and on and on. So what we basically have here, in my opinion, are a bunch of people with mental health issues. Why can't you just call it for what it is? Why do you got to skirt around it and come out and say, oh, these are just individuals that have mental health issues? But if a Christian does something, or somebody that's supposed to be a Christian, because Christians should not be going out there randomly attacking people, that is not what we're all about. But if anybody finds out that certain person that committed a crime was a Christian, it's white supremacy. If anybody other than a Muslim commits a crime, it's not considered a mental health issue. No, it's considered a hate crime. When is enough going to be enough, people? It's so sickening. And you have people like Mamdani's knuckle dragging wife putting America down. His own mother puts America down when she came out and said that Mamdani is not an American or something to that effect. You got Mamdani out here saying that the Democrat Socialists of America, an organization, in my opinion, that should be abolished, is over here saying that, you know what, New York is basically in a new pathway of doing things. Well, if you ask me, Mayor Mamdani, and I hope you watch or hear about this podcast, I think, in all honesty, I think that you're not a traitor to this country because you was never born in this country. You're an infiltrator. And I would love to see the people take a vote to have a recount and kick your socialist, Muslim, Islamist ass out of New York and out of the country. Okay? You were never meant for the job. And I'll say it again, and I express it with the most that I can. You were never meant for the job. You're not supposed to be in that spot. You shouldn't even be in America with the way you've put America down. But you know what? You're there now, for now. And hopefully people that are out there protesting, okay, can do something about it and get you out before any more damage is done. With that being said, people, check out this video clip of people protesting. It says New York City erupts an anti-Mamdani protest. Check this out.
Remove Mamdani! Remove Mamdani! Hey ho! Hey ho! Zohran Mamdani's got to go! Hey ho! Hey ho! Zohran Mamdani's got to go!
He's supposed to be the mayor of all New Yorkers, Jews, Christians, Muslims, everyone. But he's trying to turn one group against the other, and he's foisting hate and fear. I speak to Jewish Americans in New York, and they're afraid right now. And I don't think it's accidental that after he made this hate speech against Israel and against me, the next day, a Jew is stabbed coming out of a synagogue. He celebrated October 7th massacre, the worst massacre against Jews since the Holocaust.
Are you still...
Okay, now let me jump in real quick, okay? And like I said, I'm going to say what I got to say, and I don't care who I offend. If you want to be offended by what I got to say, go right ahead. Now listen, like I said, the people that got attacked, it just wasn't right. Obviously, it was a hate crime done by somebody who's an Islamist, or maybe not. Maybe it's just some Puerto Rican dude who just has something against everybody else and decided to just yell out Allahu Akbar. And so people could pin the blame on Muslims. I don't know. I doubt it, but I don't know. But here's the thing that I got to say. And like I said, I don't care who I'm going to offend. Throughout all of the news, they keep calling it a hate crime, and they keep focusing on the Jewish community. Okay, I get it. But just remember one thing. An Asian guy also got stabbed. Okay? Like I said, I believe they said he was Chinese. A Chinese guy also got stabbed. Where is the Asian community out there protesting also? Where is everybody out there protesting for the other victim? It wasn't two Jewish guys. It wasn't just one Jewish guy. It was a Jewish guy and an Asian guy. Both in their 50s. Okay? Where are you? See, this is one of the problems that I have. Is that even though we all know what all these Islamists are up to, not only here in America, but abroad, okay, across the pond, even in Canada, they hate, if they're up to this, they hate the Western world. They hate everyone. They want to take over. Look at what's going on in Poland. You have all these sap knuckle draggers at the border making it seem as if Poland is obligated to take them all in. They won't let us in. They're fighting against us. You know, we're out here cold in the woods, our women and children. Listen, nobody told you to get your happy asses to the border of Poland. If they don't want you in their country, they don't want you in their country. Okay, they're trying to protect their whole country. And those are Polish people, regardless of if they're black, if they're white, if it's people that migrated to Poland and decided to truly become, you know, part of the fabric of Poland. They're trying to protect those people. Why is it that in America we have these people attacking others at random, and yet it's a problem to come out and put everybody under the same flag? It always has to be one-sided. Oh, the crime against anti-Semitism is up. Listen, the crime against everybody is up. And my heart goes out to all the victims, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Chinese, whether you're a woman or a man, you're straight, you're gay, anybody that gets attacked at random, anybody that's put into a situation that they are a victim, my heart goes out to them. Plain and simple. But this is where we have to start drawing the line and saying, you know what, listen, regardless if it was an Asian man, a Chinese man, and a Jewish man, America is under, New York and America is under threat by all these Islamists that think that they can pretty much go out there and do what they want. And until people in America start banding together as Americans and stop basically categorizing each other by race and by groups and communities, when we come together as Americans, we'll get a better grip on this. Now, don't get me wrong. In all fairness to Netanyahu, Mamdani was out there with all this rhetoric saying that if Netanyahu came to New York, that he was going to be arrested, as if he has that damn power to do that. No, Mamdani, you don't have that power to do that. You just don't. Regardless if people think whether Netanyahu's a good guy or not, you don't have that power. Me personally, I've always felt that Netanyahu was nothing but a damn thug. And I still believe that to this day. But you know what? He is Israel's leader. Okay? And when you start talking about that, when a leader to another country comes into New York, or America for that matter, that you're going to do whatever you can as a mayor to get them arrested, you need to slow your roll, stay in your lane, and get your ass back to the back of the bus and wait your turn to get off the bus. Okay? Don't make it seem as if everything is everything and you have that power, and yet when one of your people goes and does something, you won't go out there and make a speech. No, you'll leave a little tweet on X. My heart goes out to the victims. But yet let one Muslim or a couple of Muslims be attacked in New York. Not that I'm wishing it at all. I'm not for the violence. And he'll be out there just like all the other knuckle draggers talking about, oh, you know what? They hate us Muslims. Well, you know, last I checked, and you guys can do all this research on your own. In the past, what's it been? The past 10, 15 years, maybe 20 years, there's been over 45,000 attacks worldwide, all perpetrated by Islamists. 45,000 terror attacks in nearly every freaking country that these people could commit a terror attack in. From the Western world to the Middle East to Africa, it doesn't matter. Okay? And no, I don't want to hear anybody come out and say, well, that analogy used about getting back of the bus, that was wrong. Listen, I do not give a shit. I am tired of the censorship. I am tired of the politically correct speech that everybody wants to shove down everybody's throat. I'm gonna call it the way it is. Do I agree with what happened? If anybody wants to think that I'm using that context about the way black people were treated, no, it's not that. My thing is this: if everybody's supposed to be united and everybody is taking the bus together, no one in the back has the right to come out and say, I got to get off this bus first. And that's what I mean with Mamdani. You're in the back of the bus. You're just a mayor. That's all you are. How this man became the mayor of New York and all of a sudden he is supposed to be the biggest thing in this country. He's a knuckle dragger. That's all he is. He's a knuckle dragger that was voted in by other knuckle draggers. Because they'll just as much as watch this country burn just to get their way, then really stick together and say, you know what, wait a minute. What is good for all of the people in New York State, in Manhattan, it doesn't matter, and in America? And that is unity. But no, they rather have the division. Okay? Now, like I said, it's not like I'm trying to take Netanyahu's side over here. But I do agree that, you know what, Mamdani's rhetoric, and by him attacking him, is just making things, is making criminals become more emboldened in New York. You know, I'll be honest with you. Me, born and raised in the Bronx, I have many Jewish friends. I have to admit, I've never had a problem with the Jewish people. I've never been treated bad by Jewish people. Okay? And I'm talking, I was given jobs, I was given opportunity, I was given responsibilities by them without them barely knowing me, giving me big responsibilities. One of them, as a matter of fact, was me dropping off money for a business that they chose me, out of all people, to drop at the bank every Friday. Big responsibilities. They didn't have to do that. But for Mamdani to come out and sit down and schmooze with the Jewish community before he got elected, and then all of a sudden, there's this big crime of all these Islamists out there parading and taking over Times Square and talking about that this is Mamdani's New York and that Islam is here to take over, and him not to say anything about it. And then this incident happens, and the best he could do is put out a damn tweet, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. It is time for you people in New York. You know what? You better do it soon. It's time for you to have a vote and a recount and get rid of this man. Things are going to get worse. I'm going to show you people. We're going to finish playing this, but I'm going to show you how bad things are getting in New York.
Going to come to the UN General Assembly.
I certainly intend to do so.
Welcome back. Outrage is growing in New York City against New York City Mayor Socialist Zohran Mamdani. Protests erupting in Manhattan with chants of remove Mamdani after an Allahu Akbar stabbing of a Jewish man. That man, the suspect, shouted Allahu Akbar. And that's Israel's prime minister.
See, this is what bothers me. It's so disingenuous. You're like, he's screaming out Allahu Akbar after stabbing a Jewish man and another. Listen, do you people not understand? These Islamists, yes, they do have a gripe with Jews and Christians, but these hardcore Islamists, they hate everyone. Why do you keep saying a Jewish man and another? Come out and say the Jewish guy and the Asian guy. This is the freaking problem I have. This is not all about the Jews, man. This is America. I would have preferred if you come out and say 2 Americans was stabbed by a freaking Islamist screaming Allahu Akbar. That would have been much better.
Benjamin Netanyahu telling Maria Bartiromo Mamdani should be denounced over his anti-Israel stand and him and his wife's support of Hamas terrorists. Let's welcome back to the show Manhattan Institute senior fellow Chris Rufo. Chris, you're so smart about this stuff. It's so great to see you. You're a great investigative reporter. What do you make of the families of 9/11 victims now got a petition, more than 16,700 signatures to ban Mamdani from the 25th anniversary ceremony at Ground Zero?
Well, that's a great question. And I think for all of us who are alive and remember 9/11, how it brought all Americans together, we're looking at the situation with a sense of bewilderment, because the reality is that Zohran Mamdani is at a bare minimum sympathetic to the kind of ideology that drove 9/11 and is driving left-wing politics more generally today. This is a stunning turn of events, and I think it's more than fair for families of the victims of 9/11 to tell Zohran Mamdani, stay out. You're actually on the opposite side of justice, the opposite side of the memory of 9/11. And this is sadly going to be an even more salient issue in the future, because it's not just Mamdani, but it's the entire Democratic Socialists of America agenda. It's third worldist, it's decolonial, and they share a lot of those radical Islamist suppositions that caused those towers to fall 20 plus years ago.
So do you...
It's like people in New York, man. You need to get together. 16,000 signatures on a petition. Come on, New York. What the hell are you doing? Let's be realistic here. Another thing, I want to give a shout out to the Christians in New York. Where's your protest, man? And I'm being serious. I've mentioned this before. Where are you? Where are you Christians? Where are you Catholics? You're Protestants, Pentecostal, Baptists. Where are all the religious people in New York banding together to denounce this? Because I tell you what, growing up in New York, all you religious groups were always trying to push Christianity down people's throats. Not that I'm not saying that in a bad way. You should put your faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. He is our only Lord and Savior of this world. But you are out there trying to get people to convert. But yet you can't get together and protest this man. Okay? The Islamists are not out there after just the Jews or the Christians. They are out there after everyone. A video that I put out last week or the week before, when I showed that 2 churches were firebombed. Not synagogues, churches. Okay? This is why I said that if this man gets elected, and I said this before he did, and I also said it after he did, that people like this so-called Islamist yelling out Allahu Akbar, it's going to get worse. And then they're going to sit back and cry, oh no, everybody hates the Muslims. Well, once again, where is the Muslim community out there en masse protesting against what this man did to the Jewish guy and the Asian guy? They won't. They won't do it. It's a farce. So if they won't do it, if they won't go out there en masse, especially in New York, and come out and say, you know what, this is not the kind of people we are, then where the hell is everybody else with their protest against them? Stop being so complacent. Stop making it seem like, oh, it's the wrong thing to do. Not everybody is the same. Open your eyes and look at the way things are being done. I have yet to see here in America, in Europe, in Canada, nothing but Muslims protesting someone else who was Muslim that committed a crime of terror or whatever the case is, come out and protest against that. And you won't see it. Get it through your heads. Okay? But let one mosque be attacked, one Muslim be attacked, and everybody on the left, it's against it. Everybody's pointed the finger to everyone else that's not with them, saying that if you're quiet about it, then that means you're for it. Silence is violence. You're nothing but racist. And it goes on and on and on. It's sickening, people. It's sickening. I'll speak up for the Asian guy. It was a Jewish man and an Asian guy that got stabbed by somebody with a Hispanic name. They yelled out, Allahu Akbar. If the media can't put that into perspective, kiss my ass, because let's call it for what the hell it is. Okay? Let's move on to the next story. Where are we? Well, it's more video. I'll play one more clip of how this all went down. I mean, it's just, it's insane. It truly is insane. Where are we? Let's hold on, let me see if my audio's still working, because I know, all right, we're good. Let's play this clip.
Interest being taken into custody.
Sorry, let me go back just a little bit.
We have been following reports of a person of interest being taken into custody relating to two people being stabbed on the Upper West Side. Fox 5 New York has been reporting on this. In fact, they're reporting on this on their streaming show, just interviewing a witness to the incident itself. Let's listen in to Fox 5's coverage. Richard Giacobis is anchoring.
All right, now we're going to go back to our top story tonight, which is this double stabbing on the Upper West Side that the NYPD is believed to be a hate crime. We have Dr. Nava Silton, who joins us now. And Dr. Silton, you're on with us much of our time here at Fox 5. We thank you for coming on with us tonight. You were...
It's believed to be a hate crime. Of course it's a damn hate crime. Okay? This has nothing to do with mental illness. I don't want, you know, I am so sick and tired of people on the left, and I'm saying that even though he hasn't said it, he'll probably say it, but other news reports are saying it. It's like, no, enough with trying to skirt around hate crimes as mental illness. You can't have it both ways. You can't come out and say that if somebody's white and they commit a crime, that it's a hate crime. But if somebody other than somebody white or Christian, that is mental illness. No, it's a hate crime, plain and simple. As a matter of fact, any crime where there's a victim should be considered a hate crime, because you hate somebody that much that you want to hurt them. And I know that's probably drawing a thin line, but I'm just saying, if you really think about it, why did that person just randomly go and start killing people, or wanted to run people over, or kidnap a child and beat them to death, or whatever the case is? It's like because they just hate humanity. If you think about it, they're just evil people that hate good things, that hate light. They just want to go out there and cause chaos. I mean, it's insane. I am so sick and tired of the left, the way they always try to change things. And instead of the media just standing there, you know, just standing 10 toes down and not saying, we believe it's a hate crime. No, come out and say it's a hate crime, because anybody else, if you ask them, they're going to think it's a hate crime. Me personally, as soon as I heard it, I was like, that's a hate crime. Doesn't matter who did it. It's a hate crime. As a matter of fact, if one of these pro-Palestinian Jews did it, it'd still be considered a hate crime, because you hate your own people enough to go and hurt them. Okay? Let all that sink in, people. Let it all sink in. Let's just call it for what it is.
A witness in part to this attack tonight. Tell us kind of what you saw and what you knew, what you know, and then we want to maybe get into how really this can affect people's mental health.
Mental health.
Yeah, it's very upsetting. This story comes very personally to me. It was a very dear friend of mine who was stabbed by someone. So I was coming out of the synagogue. We were all, for Tisha B'Av. It's a very sad day, and so already it's a day of mourning of sorts. And I was just saying goodbye to my good friend, and he walked out, and I was in the synagogue putting some stuff away, and then I heard someone had been stabbed on 86 in Amsterdam, and by the time I arrived there, he was already off to the hospital. But I spoke to direct eyewitnesses who said that basically this man had yelled Allahu Akbar and had taken a screwdriver and stabbed him directly in the chest. And then he was kind of keeled over. And then the guy walked away and kind of pretended that he was not culpable and said, oh, maybe someone should call 911. It looks like someone's hurt on the street. So
It's sickening. Imagine that. Imagine committing a crime and then trying to blend in with the crowd and make it seem like, oh, it was somebody else. I mean, it's like Mamdani, you don't have a grip of New York. You've done nothing at all to bring down the crime in New York. All you have done is vilify New York. You've insulted from the Christians to the Jews to the Italians. All you do is insulting everyone else except people in your own circle, and all you socialists, all you communists, all you liberals and Democrats, you cater to them. Okay? You're more worried about optics. It's all a farce. You're nothing but an actor. That's all you was. A wannabe rapper, a lousy actor. You come from a family of actors. You was put in a position, and I still believe, in all honesty, he was an implant infiltrator, because he sure isn't a patriotic American. But the crime is getting worse. It hasn't gotten better. He's more worried about ICE going into New York, which I hope they do a big sweep, because they're sending a lot of ICE agents into New York. He's more worried about them instead of worrying about the crime. You got these Islamist knuckle draggers out there with screwdrivers stabbing people. And that's what he's worried about. He's worried about that, and he's also worried about this story right here. Let's get to it real quick. Where is it? Right here. Mamdani is doxing wealthy New Yorkers. Check this out.
New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani has published a searchable database of all New York properties that could be hit by the state's second home tax. It reveals full names and addresses, personal information. John Lonsky is here with me. Not only is he practically doxing wealthy New Yorkers, he's demonizing capitalism.
He's demonizing capitalism, and this also reminds us that socialism includes a loss of privacy. What it points towards is more government intervention, interference, and oversight of how you live. This is kind of scary. This isn't, by publishing these names and addresses, he's telling the radical fringe, maybe you should go after these people. Maybe you should stand outside their apartment or home and protest. Yeah. I want to add something else.
Exactly. It's like, who the hell are you to come in and take one of the most important positions in this country and then come out and say, you know what, we're going to tax people who own property that don't live in the properties, and we're going to take this from them, and we're going to tax the rich more, and we're going to do this and do that. And you've done nothing for the people that voted you in. You're over here claiming that you have this certain power to do things like I don't know, lower and raise taxes, put a rent freeze, give people free schooling and free child care, tax the rich more, take away people's properties. Dude, you're nothing but a mayor, bro. That's all you are. You have a very limited job. One of them, the very first thing, is the safety of all New Yorkers, and that includes the people that go to travel and visit New York on vacation. Your job is to make sure that security is the number one thing in New York City, in the 5 boroughs. Okay? Kathy Hochul, another one. Quiet on all this. She is the governor. And again, she's trying to play good cop, bad cop at the same time. That's not how it works, sweetheart. You're either the good cop or the bad cop. You can't be both. But no, he comes out and puts out this rhetoric, and then if one of these rich people, whoever it is that he has on that list, goes and gets attacked, he's going to say it wasn't my rhetoric. It's because those people are bad and people are fed up. Really? But if somebody gets fed up and wants to attack, like I said, I don't condone anybody attacking anybody. But if somebody wants to go after one of your staff members, after one of your cronies or one of your friends or whatever the case is, right away you'll come out and say, it's because they hate Muslims. It's because they hate us. It's their rhetoric. I'm telling you, this guy is sickening, man.
It's very interesting. This is the this morning's article in the New York Post. The idea here is they're targeting secondary residences or second homes, if you like, that are worth at least $1 million. Believe me, there are a lot of $1 million properties in New York City, all 5 boroughs. Yep. When they first proposed this, there were only 31,000 residences that were targeted. But because of creeping socialism, that number, according to the New York Post, has gone up to 960,000.
Yeah, go after all the rich people. Almost 1 million people he's going after. And here's another thing, to all you idiots on the left who think that what Mayor Mamdani is doing is going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit you one bit. I'll tell you why. And this is what I can never understand. Why people think that raising taxes is a good thing. Everybody, you know, it's like these butterfly wings come out their ass. Oh, they're going to tax the rich. This is great for us. No, it's not. They're not going to take that money that they tax the rich. They get your vote so they can go and pass law to tax the rich more, and they keep that money. They put it into programs that they want to benefit their staunch supporters. Nothing to do with you. Your paycheck isn't going to go up. They're not going to give you a stipend check every month of the extra millions of dollars that they collect from the rich. That's not how it works. They're going to keep raising your taxes. You got to still pay more. And then all those rich people that they're taxing, their own businesses, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to raise up their products and services more that affects you more. Mamdani knows this. Okay, he's rich. He comes from a rich family. He knows this. His cronies know this. His staunch cronies, I should say. They know this. But it seems like you butterbrain people on the left, you think by him doing this is going to make things better. It's not. That one landlord that owns 2 nice buildings, one of them's empty, the other one's full. He's going to get fed up. He's going to get out of Dodge. And then, like Mamdani says, that they're going to take over the buildings. And you know what's going to go in those buildings? Lowlives. They're not going to keep it up the way the rich guy kept it up. Oh, no, that's not how it's going to happen. Don't make it into affordable housing. Don't make it into welfare living. Okay? every person with a stank attitude is going to move in. And you know what you're going to have? You're going to have more of the projects. I hate to say it that way because that's not the way the project started out. They just ended up that way. But it ain't going to do nothing good for anybody. And it sure is not going to put extra money in your pocket. No, you'll be living with the lowlives that you've been trying to move away from. That's what's going to happen. And I said it once, I'll say it again. If he gets his way and they start seizing these buildings, I guarantee you, the ones that they're going to give carte blanche to move into those buildings will be Muslim, socialist, and communist. I freaking guarantee you. Let's get to the next video clip. Okay, for them saying that, he's over here saying he's got a grip on New York.
Police.
Not that one. Which
Queens
one was it?
where police.
Let's check out this story here. It seems like criminals are getting more and more guns in New York. And yet Mamdani wants to do away with ICE, getting rid of illegal immigrant criminals, and he wants to get rid of the police department so they can do their job. And it just goes on and on. NYPD shoots man with shotgun after explosion. Two family members found dead in Queens.
Queens, where police shot an armed, barricaded man after an explosion at a home where two family members were later found dead. Now, police tell us it started with a 911 call from the wife of 33-year-old Keegan Thompson. She reported shots fired at their home in Far Rockaway this morning. Well, things escalated when the woman called 911 again after hearing more gunfire, seeing Thompson with a shotgun and finding a body on a bed. Now, 15 minutes after that 911 call, a, quote, fiery explosion erupted from the home. Within seconds, Thompson allegedly came out of the home wearing a vest and carrying a shotgun. Police shot Thompson after repeated verbal commands to drop the weapon. We later learned Thompson's wife told police he made threats during all of the chaos.
The caller stayed.
Yeah, you see? That's one crime. How did he get the shotgun?
A 25-year-old.
How did, it makes no sense. Here's another incident in the Bronx.
A 25-year-old woman became the latest victim of gun violence here on Cortona Avenue. That's after police sources say an argument quickly turned violent, resulting in that woman being shot in the stomach. Now, this afternoon, neighbors are concerned after learning that 3 men are behind that attack, and they are still out there.
Bullet holes on the window of a first-floor apartment marked the scene of the shooting in front of 2309 Cortona Avenue just after 10:30 last night. Carolina is a tenant in that apartment. She asked us not to show her face, fearing for her safety. She says she was home with her daughter when the bullets shot through her living room. She says it sounded like explosions going off. Before we knew it, the woman was laying on the floor. Officers found the victim injured outside. She was taken to a local hospital and is expected to be okay. Carolina says, I hope police do their part for our community.
Not any fear, but just to be extremely careful and just to be mindful and to be aware of my surroundings at all times.
And while there are 2 security cameras that point directly at the crime scene here on this street, potentially giving an insight into the attackers, the super tells me they haven't been working in over a month.
And how do you like that? How do you like that? Another victim from a shooting in New York. Well, Mamdani says, no, crime is down. Things are good. No, it's not. What's the next one I had here? More protests against the mayor. We already went over that. I mean, it's incredible. There was one more, I believe. Well, I guess that's it. But, I mean, you guys get the gist of it. Okay? You guys get the gist of it. Let's jump into some other news. And before I do, if you like the content, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Pass the channel around. And if you can help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store. I'm going to cover a couple of quick stories. And stick with me. There's something I want to talk about right quick on my behalf. So I hope all you guys stick with me. And I want to thank everyone that's been sticking with the channel for so long. Sorry for not responding quick. Like I said, the past couple of weeks, especially this week and over the weekend with my vehicle going down because it's been so damn hot. It's just been real chaotic. But I'm gonna try to do my best a little more. But let's go with something that should have been done by the Biden administration. Okay, something where all you leftists think that more money means better benefits for you. I want you to take this story into perspective. If you think that collecting more money helps out people, okay, some may argue yes, some may argue no. But this story right here says DHS issues $84 billion in fines on illegal immigrants, something that should have been collected, okay, under the Biden administration, the Biden regime, but it wasn't. And why? Because they didn't want to scare anybody away. But if you people on the left think that collecting more money helps people, how come you're not complaining about this? Think about that. They could have collected $84 billion from illegal immigrants from fines that should have been paid. But no, it was better to give them money, your taxpayer money, to let them live high off the hog. Check this out.
The Department of Homeland Security has made immigrating to the United States illegally a hugely expensive undertaking for those who try it. The department announcing Thursday that it has imposed more than $84 billion in fines on illegal immigrants who refuse to leave.
The number comes from over 100,000 civil fines that DHS has imposed on illegal immigrants since the Trump administration began. The Biden administration paused issuing fines on illegal immigrants until the second Trump administration restarted them in June 2020.
Yeah, you see, if Trump put it into perspective to have these people pay fines and then Biden came in and took it off, what does that tell you people on the left? The Democrats care nothing about Americans and or illegals. They're going to bring them in because they need a new voter base. If you cared so much, you would have said, you know what, wait a minute. If they have to pay fines to stay here, then let them pay the fines so like that we can allocate that money and do something else with it. But no, you just want to keep taking other people's money. You want to take care of people that don't even love this country, that come into this country illegally. You want to take care of them with everybody else's money. My money, my neighbor's money, your damn money. But not one of you will come out and get upset that, you know what, wait a minute. If Trump was trying to make these people pay fines, maybe that was a way of weeding out who really wants to stay in America and become part of the American fabric. No. It's like, no, Biden took it away. It's fine. We'll just keep taking more taxpayer money and give them welfare and food stamps and housing and schooling, and it goes on and on and on. Healthcare, all that good stuff. You people are morons.
5. Homeland Security offers an option for illegal immigrants to avoid having to pay fines. It says those who choose to self-deport using the CPB Home app can nullify all fines, plus receive a free flight home and $2,600. The department says the consequences for refusing are fines of $998 a day for staying past a final order of removal, possible imprisonment, and deportation while never being allowed to return. Last year, Homeland Security and the Justice Department made it easier for authorities to deport illegal immigrants. They streamlined the process by dropping a 30-day notification period for those subject to fines. They have also allowed the fines to be sent by regular mail and shortened the process when illegal immigrants dispute their fines. There is at least one lawsuit opposing the fines. The Legal Aid Justice Center filed a lawsuit on behalf of a mother who entered the U.S. illegally with her child in 2016. She owes over $1.8 million in fines. Senator Rick Scott introduced a bill last month that would double the fine on illegal immigrants. Penalties would also apply to those knowingly employing illegal immigrants.
And there you have it. Why did Biden stop that? Why? Because they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They want the illegal immigrants here. They want them to stay without any consequences. They want to keep milking that money cow, that cash cow. Just take more and more taxpayer money, We'll use 10% of it and we'll pocket the other 90%. Okay? More money laundering. And you people on the left don't say nothing. Not a damn thing about it. The same way you're not out there protesting about what happened to the Jewish guy and the Chinese guy in New York, you're not out there protesting about it. You're not protesting about what Biden took away to make these illegal, make it harder for them and get rid of the bad ones. No. You stood for it. Okay? You stood for it. Let's get to this story right here. Another illegal immigrant. Thankfully, the woman was able to fight him off. Okay, but another attack by an illegal immigrant to do what? To abduct the woman and try to rape her. Or maybe even worse.
This morning, this man who was in the U.S. illegally is now accused of attacking a woman on a busy walking trail. The attack happened just over a week ago in Loudoun County.
Oh, just so everybody knows, once again in Virginia. There was 2 more stories that I wanted to put out. I just couldn't find the video footage because it came out about 2 weeks ago. But there was 2 more attacks in Virginia, okay, done by repeat offenders that were let loose by the same district attorney. I don't know what the hell is wrong with that freaking dude that he keeps letting these people out. One of them was done by an illegal immigrant. But it seems like in this since last year, I've already counted maybe 10 attacks in Virginia by repeat offenders and illegal immigrants with criminal records, all out on the street, all let loose. And it all has to do, for the most part, with that district attorney, with whatever cops are involved. It's like, what in the hell is going on in Virginia?
The victim escaped and her alleged attacker is on the loose, or was on the loose until now. 7 News' Liana Golden is live in Sterling where this all happened. Liana, what do we know about this attempted kidnapping?
Well, Adriana, attempted is the word here. Thankfully, this woman was able to get away. This happened across the street here from the Great Falls Plaza Shopping Center where we are right now. This is Algonquian Parkway between us. Obviously, still very dark at this hour. We're showing you the beginning of this trailhead here. It gets very busy throughout the day. Runners, walkers, joggers, people just enjoying the outdoors. And that is what this woman was doing when she was attacked. Take a look at your screen here. This is the suspect, Rolando Velasquez. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office says he's facing abduction charges as well as assault and battery. He's behind bars right now over at the county jail, and we're told he is in the country illegally. Authorities say a federal ICE detainer is on file for him as he remains in local custody. So the attack happened just about a week ago, last Wednesday at 8:30 at night. It was still somewhat light outside at that hour. 7 News spoke with the woman's husband, both of them wanting to remain anonymous, of course, due to the sensitivity of the story. He said that Velasquez allegedly grabbed her from behind the neck, even by her ponytail at one point. It was a struggle. She fought him off and escaped. Her husband says she is a former college athlete, so obviously very strong there, very brave. She ran across the street to the shopping center and called 911. Had some minor injuries, but thankfully nothing serious. Physically, of course, scary to go through something like that. Emotional.
Yeah, good old Virginia, where you have a socialist governor, screwed up mayors, screwed up district attorneys. I thought Virginia's supposed to be, Virginia's for lovers. And yet, instead of it being a place, where it could be safe, where you couldn't go jogging or walk down a trail, no, you got to worry about the repeat offenders, the illegal immigrants, the kidnappers, the rapists, the murderers. You got to worry about that. Horrible. Let's get over to Chicago. Here we go. Good old Chicago. Where Mayor Brandon Johnson says everything's great. People are swarming to Chicago to visit. It's up and coming. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Check this out. And again, where are all you people on the left protesting? I'll hold my breath.
He's spent the overnight hours responding to one shooting after another. As of this morning, at least 14 people had been shot. WGN's Andrea Medina has the very latest. She joins us live now.
14 people. This came out yesterday. Okay. 3 killed, at least 14 others wounded in violent night across Chicago. Unbelievable.
Freya.
Hi, Pat. Area 4 detectives here are investigating a mass shooting on the west side, but overall, investigators are piecing together a night of gunfire that touched neighborhood after neighborhood, with most of the shootings still unsolved. A wave of gunfire erupting across Chicago late Saturday night into early Sunday morning, leaving at least 14 people shot and 3 people dead in just a matter of hours.
EMS Plan 1, 930 North Central Park for multiple people shot.
Just after 2 a.m., the largest shooting of the night unfolded in Humboldt Park, where 6 people were hit. Neighbors who didn't want to go on camera say a block party took a violent turn after the street reopened. Police say a gunman fired into a group near Augusta Boulevard and North Central Park Avenue. 2 men, ages 35 and 36, suffered multiple gunshot wounds and remain in critical condition. 4 others are expected to survive. The first deadly shooting happened in Roseland just before 1 in the morning. CPD says a gunman opened fire into a crowd gathered outside in the 10400 block of South Michigan Avenue. A 20-year-old woman was shot and is expected to survive. Another woman, a 24-year-old, was rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where she later died. Just 8 minutes later in Hermosa, police say a verbal argument inside a home in the 2000 block of North Pulaski turned violent when one person pulled out a gun. A 22-year-old man was shot in the finger while trying to disarm the suspect, who ran away before officers arrived. 5 minutes after that, on the west side, a 30-year-old man standing outside in the 500 block of North LeClaire was shot in the leg and taken to Mount Sinai Hospital in serious condition. Then just 3 minutes later, a 61-year-old man was found fatally shot in the back in the 5600 block of South Racine in Inglewood. 40 minutes later, another shooting, this one in the 3400 block of West Cermak Road. Police say a 22-year-old man was sitting inside his car when a white Jeep pulled up alongside him and someone inside opened fire. He was shot in the body and taken to Mount Sinai in serious condition. And just after 3 in the morning, another deadly shooting on the far south side near the 8900 block of South Escanaba. A man was shot in the neck and killed, while a 32-year-old woman survived.
Unbelievable. All this in one night. And Mayor Brandon Johnson, at this point, probably Mamdani's doppelganger, doesn't put out a press statement, nothing like that. Everything's fine. Crime is down. Incredible, people. Incredible. I tell you, these blue states and cities, they need to be taken over, and all these liberals and Democrats or what have you, they need to be voted out. They need to be ousted out. They really, really do. Let's get to, let me see what I got here. There's one last final clip. Here we go.
The Justice Department is taking states to court over programs that offer tuition assistance to undocumented immigrants. On Thursday, the department sued Colorado over its law that allows migrants to qualify for in-state tuition and even financial aid. The Trump administration says that's unfair to American citizens.
Check that out. Look at the price difference. Residents pay $35,456, while the non-residents, their tuition's covered at $66,500. Someone explain to me why. Why is it nearly double to pay for tuition for illegal immigrants? Okay. It's bad enough that regular Americans have a hard time paying for their children to go to college or whatever the case is, trying to get all kinds of grants or whatever the case is, and then they got to pay a boatload of cash later on. But yet these illegals come here and they get nearly double in tuition fees paid for them. By who? You guessed it, liberals. Your taxpayer, your taxes and my taxes.
If you are a citizen resident of Colorado, you're affected in 2 ways. First, you might not get a spot in a Colorado state school because an illegal alien has provided your spot. In addition, Colorado is subsidizing tuition for illegal aliens by as much as $30,000 per student. And so all of the citizens of these United States are affected insofar as if you want to go to a school in Colorado that has in-state tuition, you're paying the full load. But illegal aliens are getting a $30,000 discount.
Let's talk about it with Zachary Marshall, editor-in-chief of Campus Reform. So to further amplify his point there, Zachary, University of Colorado is a pretty popular school. I know a lot of out-of-state students want to go there. So if you're from, say, New Jersey and you want to go to CU Boulder, you're going to have to pay $65,000 in out-of-state tuition. But if you're from Mexico or Latvia or someplace like that and you're living in Colorado illegally, you get to go to that school for $35,000 or maybe less because you can qualify for financial aid. Do I have that right?
Okay, I apologize. It was I had it backwards.
Right?
Yeah, this issue is about fairness, and it's fundamentally unfair that states are giving any discounts to illegal immigrant students. The University of Colorado Boulder is raising tuition this fall by 3%, and that's in line with other state universities we're seeing across the country. But at the same time, they're giving a discount of effectively $120,000 in 4 years to these students who are not even here illegally. And that's just tuition. There are states and schools all over the country, both public and private, that are spending millions on financial aid, scholarship counseling, job placement services for illegal immigrant students that most Americans who can't afford college have no access to. I think Americans are getting fed up with it.
Yeah,
exactly. And you know what kills me? A couple of days ago, maybe 2 days ago, on the news, there's been a couple of black students from different colleges, Harvard and stuff like that, that they were, most of the time they said that they were late on a payment. They were given mixed messages through emails and stuff like that. They couldn't make the payment in order to continue the schooling or start their enrollment, and they were basically kicked off. Okay? They were kicked out. And some of the discrepancies were as little as $1,200. Okay? So you'll go and you'll advocate to have illegal immigrant students from other countries come here. You'll advocate to give them money paid by the government, our taxpayer money, for them to go to college. But then the American citizens that may be a little bit late are getting kicked out of Harvard. Tell me, people on the left, how the hell does that work? Where's your protest against that? Where is it? No protest. You'll protest. You'll have your college campus protest for free Palestine. And we don't want ICE picking up students. And we don't want the federal government interfering with illegal immigrants. And it goes on and on and on. But yet there's no protest for the students that couldn't pay on time or were given mixed messages. So their due date passed. Some of them by just a day. Okay. You won't protest for them to get full scholarships, full tuition paid. But you're okay with illegal immigrants coming into this country, sending their kids to college, especially in Colorado, getting a free ride, more taxpayer money down the drain. And at the same time you complain, oh, we're not sending enough American students to college. That's racist. Okay, so if that's racist, then what do you call this? If you ask me, this is racist also. This is anti-American. This is unpatriotic. How many of you liberals, how many of you American liberals can honestly say that you go to Mexico and they're going to pay your way for 4 years to attend one of their colleges scot-free and for cheaper than what Mexican students in Mexico are paying? The answer to that is probably zero. But leave it up to all these blue states, these governors, these mayors, these politicians in Washington, across the states, across the country, to make life easier for the illegal immigrant coddle the illegal immigrant. The criminal ones, let them go. Let them keep committing more crime. The Islamists take over. The socialists, the Democrats, the communists do things for everyone else other than Americans. And you people are okay with that. Yeah, okay. Anyway, like I was going to say before, this is a short podcast. I hope you guys are still with me. I just want to say that, you know what, it's been, other than the fact of things that I'm dealing with, it's been very disheartening putting out content on YouTube. And I'm tired of YouTube always sending me surveys asking me, you know, how's everything going and what can we do better to make the experience better on YouTube as a content creator. And the truth of the matter is, I keep telling them the one thing that will help is the one thing that I've noticed that helps this channel, and that's when they push out my content more. You push out my content over 1,000 impressions and more, I get more views, and I also get subscribers. And going across my analytics, it always seems to be 9 out of 10 times that seems to be the fact. I'm really frustrated, people. I am frustrated. I keep being, you know, they keep telling me I need to promote my channel on other platforms. I can't promote it on any more platforms. It shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that trivial. That if you can push on my channel, on my home feed, content that I'm not even into, then why can't my channel, my content be pushed out by the thousands every video that I put out? So I'm just being openly honest with you people. It's getting very disheartening. It really, really is. Because no matter what I do, no matter what content I put out, it doesn't matter if I put out a video every day, once a week, 3 times a week, whatever the case is, YouTube is not pushing out my content. Okay? And that's the only thing that's going to keep this channel growing. I know I know the ones that are loyal keep coming back. Thank you. I love you guys. You guys have been a big part of this channel, of this journey. But it's been 3 years, and unless YouTube pushes out my content more, be it 1 video a week, 5 videos a week, whatever the case is, and when I mean push it out, I mean over 1,000 times. And I brought this up to them. They asked me numerous times, what can we do better to help your channel? And I've always said the same thing. You need, and not only for my channel, but for small channels, you need to push out our content. We need 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 impressions per video. That's the only way channels like mine and other channels can grow, because unless it's just something, and I have to say it, I don't care, unless it's something stupid that a lot of people gravitate to, and I guess that says a lot for society. People just, a lot more people rather just look at stupid shit. I don't know what else to do with this channel in order for it to grow. And it's frustrating. It's disheartening. I don't know if that's part of the plan. Okay, not trying to accuse, just saying, because it's like, I don't see how somebody like me was growing so fast, and all of a sudden it's like somebody's pumped the brakes on my channel. I just wanted to share that with you people. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing the weekly podcast, and we'll take it from there. But to tell you the truth, my content needs to be pushed out more. That's the bottom line. It needs to be pushed out more, and that's why I'm always asking you guys humbly, if you can copy and paste the video links, put them on your socials, push them out, or help push them out, I should say, so people can come back in, redirect. It'll help out a lot. It really, really would. So with that being said, again, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. And if you can help support the channel, there's a link on my description to my merch store. and my Cash App. And with that, people, stay vigilant. Keep praying for each other. Keep praying for the women and the children. Pray for this country. Pray for your enemies. Pray for President Trump. And don't forget to pray for all the missing children. Peace.